Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and these are Battlefield 4 PC requirements. And real quick before I go into this, the background gameplay is a fun little loadout. This was suggested by one of the subscribers, a pdw-r with a suppressor, laser, and one of my favorite sites, the American Hollow site. And I know what you're gonna say. This kit sucks. It has nothing good going for it. But, when has that ever stopped a Russian from PTFOing? Still, others will call me a camper and say that, as I will say this, as I said in the game, I'm just protecting my flag, and the other team is welcome to retreat, if they want. Now, as far as the actual setup goes, the PDW-R is quite underwhelming. I mean, it will it will return in Battlefield 4 with a bigger box mag, but in Battlefield 3, it's this fun little PDW. It does very little damage and has a second lowest rate of fire after the PP2000. But let's face it, it doesn't have the PP2000's heart. I mean, as far as PDWs go, the PP2000 is kick-ass. And it looks badass, and let's face it, with the extended mag, it will kick anyone's ass clear up and down the playground. The PDW-R has a very, very tiny mag of only 20 rounds, 20 bullets, and to be honest, I love the sound that it makes in Battlefield 3 when used without the suppressor. And my sidearm is, what else? The S-TAC. I love their expressions when they get dead from my pistol, to be honest. Now, Battlefield posted this a few days ago on their Facebook. Basically, this is basically what you can expect. The minimum, according to them, is Windows Vista Service Pack 2 32-bit, AMD Athlon X2 2.8 gigahertz processor, Intel Core 2 Duo 2.4 gigahertz, 4 gigs of RAM. As far as the video card goes, an AMD Radeon 3870 or an NVIDIA GeForce 8800 GT. Now, I never had such a shitty ATI card, or ATI as I call them, but it seems a little weird that Battlefield 4 would run on an 8800 GT. But I guess they know better. Alright, so a minimum of 512 megs of video memory seems reasonable. 30 gigs of hard drive space. Big game. Alright, now we get into the more controversial bits. The recommended specs for Battlefield 4. Now, DICE recommends Windows 8 64-bit. Windows 8. The only thing responsible for more murder-suicides than the latest Justin Bieber album. Now, whether this is because Microsoft parked a dump truck full of money at their front door, or the game is actually optimized to run on Windows 8, remains to be seen. But like most commenters on this Battlefield Facebook post, I have no desire at all to switch from using Windows 7. I mean, I have Windows 7 Ultimate 64-bit, and frankly it works perfectly fine. And if it ain't broke, I see no need to fix it. Frankly, Windows 8 scares me a little. What with all the tiles and all. But, then again, I used to dislike the start button when it appeared on Windows 95, so, yeah. Alright, for the CPU, they recommend an AMD 6-core or an Intel Quad. I myself am an Intel fanboy for life, so, you wouldn't catch me dead with an AMD card or CPU. Alrighty, next they recommend 8 gigs of RAM. Now, I can see that they also recommend a 64-bit Windows. So, does that mean that Battlefield 4 will be one of those rare programs that will take advantage of more than 4 gigs of RAM? We can only hope, right? Now, for the graphics card, they recommend at least an RT 7870 or an NVIDIA 660. Luckily, I just bought myself a 780 a few days ago, so I seem to be covered in that department. Now, they also recommend 3 gigs of video memory. Well, this is a bit strange, seeing as how one HD monitor would not really need more than 2 gigs of video memory. Not unless you game on 3 monitors, then you might need 3 gigs of video memory. But if you ever saw Battlefield's Facebook, they ran a weekend send us your PC photo thing, and most of those were with more than one monitor in the setup. So here I'm thinking, that they might have just that might have just been a field test, and they were taking a look at people's setups and what they were running these days. Now, as far as the hard drive goes, nothing recommended there because it's pretty much redundant. 30 gigs is what the game will want, and that's it. Now, just for shits and giggles, here's a chart of, actually 2 charts. The first one is of how some CPUs did in Battlefield 4 Alpha, and the second one is of how some video cards did. But look, first of all, this is just the alpha benchmarks of the game, and the game will probably take some optimization later on. And frankly, so will the video drivers of RT and NVIDIA cards. Frankly, it's kind of obvious that a 780 SLI setup would lay waste to anything else. I mean, I could have told you that without even looking. Now, someone asked me once, well, DICE recommends an RT card, that must mean that Battlefield 4 will only run well on RT cards. No, that's not it at all. They cannot, and frankly will never recommend one card over the other. First of all, because it's unethical, and secondly, because they will lose business from half the gamers. Now, both cards will probably play just as good. Battlefield loves RT because they're in the RT Gaming Evolved promotional program, which means that they will probably give a free Battlefield 4 game whenever you buy the next Super RT card, down the line. It's purely a promotional sponsorship thing, kind of like NVIDIA is doing with Batman or Splinter Cell. It has nothing to do with the actual performance. It's just business. So, you buy any card you want. Or don't. And thanks for watching. Please rate, share this video, and check out my other videos at the end of this one. And remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.